Talk about DeepSeek because it is mind-blowing and it is shaking this entire industry to its core. The emergence of DeepSeek now putting pressure on the U.S. tech names.
In the S&P, you'll see that there's not further progress on core inflation this year. We're kind of flatlining, going sideways.
Now we've got tariffs and the market has been going down.
Well, not much. I mean, in all fairness.
You said, look, we're going to have a disruption, but we're okay with that. Is that what you meant? The stock market going down was the disruption? What other disruption were you alluding to?
Look, what I have to do is build a strong country. You can't really watch the stock market.
All right, welcome to another trading analytics video. I've been gone about 2 to 3 weeks with a very bad respiratory infection. I was able to kind of get through that, but we did miss so much in the market. You know, since our last video, we've been seeing a lot of selling evidence, as you can see from this chart. We were around for DeepSeek. That was the first clip, but then obviously the tariffs and a couple other things that kind of came up. Jerome Powell. We missed all of that with no content on our channel here. So I'm happy to be back. Happy to kind of get everybody back on pace here in regards to the way trading analytics sees the market. So I'm actually going to jump right into this, right? We're going to jump right into the S&P 500. And as you can see, like I mentioned earlier, lots of selling. Markets have been selling off due to all of the news that we got from DeepSeek. And then you could throw in tariffs in there, policies, all kinds of stuff that's been going on. And, finally, it looks like the market has found at least somewhat of a temporary bottom, right? Now, I do believe this is probably pretty likely that this will be the low of this sell-off. However, obviously, we're going to remain objective. So let's kind of go through this. First and foremost, you can see we are putting in higher lows here. So that's very important. Check mark for the bulls there, right? Now, one of the things I wanted to see was the 200 EMA, which is this blue line going across here right at 565. I wanted us to break and close over it. Not only did we do that, but we also are closing over the 20 EMA now, right? And so you can see ahead of us, we have the 100 EMA and then the 50 EMA, which are getting ready to cross here. But you can see that's right around the 581 area. I do believe we'll likely test the 581 area probably in the next few trading sessions, if not... I would say probably by Thursday or Friday, assuming, the bull trend can continue and we continue making higher lows and higher highs. Now, once we get up here, don't be surprised if, we start seeing, a little bit of a move towards this 581 area, and then we can sell back down possibly to this trend line, and that could take us down to 568 and get a higher low bounce, right? Now, this would confirm that we are in a bull trend making higher lows and higher highs. And again, if this scenario happens, I do believe probably towards summertime, we'll probably make or retest the highs and make a brand new all-time high sometime in the summer. But remember, bulls like to take the stairs up, not the elevator. So it will be kind of a slow process that could take a couple months to get done. But I do believe that, the market is going to put in some higher lows and higher highs. This is the highest probability based on from what the chart is saying. Now, once again, for most of a bull market, you'll be above all of your moving averages. And you can see that we're working our way through it, right? We got over the 200, we got over the 20, and we're looking to possibly take over the 100 and the 50 in the next few trading sessions. So once bulls are able to get over all of the moving averages once again on the daily chart, this is going to, likely indicate that we are fully in a bull trend. You'll start to see that some of these moving averages will be positively sloping to the upside, and that's your way to know that you can buy dips while we look to make higher lows and higher highs. Now, we want to remain objective as traders, right? We don't want to just get blinded by one scenario, right? So for me, once I see we test this 581 area somewhere up here, I want to see that, again, if we're going to put in that higher low, that's going to tell me we're in the bull in a bull market. However, if we do not put in a higher low, and we kind of do something like this, and we come down here and put in a lower low, right, which would mean that we had broken past the last local low that we put in. We put in that lower low. This is going to indicate to me that we are likely heading into a deeper downtrend. Again, we can still put in lower highs all through this session here. If we were to reject from this 100 EMA and the 50, somewhere in this area right around 581, this could still be considered lower highs. And again, if we put in a lower low, we're probably going to obviously have a different effect of what I was telling you with going into a summer bull market or in putting in new highs. But again, we probably could be going into a summer bear market. And I think the only way this happens is if recession fears heighten even more, right? I think that's the big word that's going to be thrown around this year is recession. And a lot of people believe the tariffs are going to throw us into a recession. I don't know. I don't have an opinion on that per se. However, again, just by going off of price, if we do something like this would be due to recession fears, and we could be going into a multi-month bear market if this scenario were to play out. So watching if we get over these moving averages is going to be huge. This is going to be the biggest thing that I'll be looking for in the next few trading sessions. If we can get a daily close above these moving averages, that's going to show me that we are in a bull market, and that is going to show me to stay on the bull and look for all-time highs sometime in the summer. All right, jumping over to NVIDIA stock. I want to keep this one pretty short and to the point. As you can see, we are putting in, much like the S&P 500, we are putting in that pivot of higher lows here after getting, a pretty nice sell-off along with the rest of the broader market, with all the news that came out that we already talked about. So again, we are pivoting and putting in some higher lows, like as mentioned. From here, I want to see a break and a full hold over the 200 EMA, which is this blue line going across here. And then as you guys can see, we do have the 50 and the 100 up ahead of us. I do think this is the hurdle, not only for the S&P 500, but also for NVIDIA to clear these same moving averages, which is the 50 and the 100. If we can get over these moving averages here, which I guess the highest one here is going to be right around 127. I do believe we will retest this downtrend line, which could take us towards 133. And again, it might look something like this of higher lows and somewhere around 133, 131. I think that'll take us to retest this trend line from here. Now, once again, this is probably going to be a very good take profit level if you're going to be swinging NVIDIA long. Just understand that, these moving averages could cause some trouble. So you're going to want to give some time on your contracts. If you're trading options, you're going to want to put some time on them just so you can kind of go through a little bit of the volatility. But again, it is making higher lows here, and obviously we're looking to see the higher high. We haven't gotten that yet. We would need a break over 122.89. That would give us a higher high. And if we can come here and test that 50 EMA, that would be the higher high there, and possibly reject from there, put in a higher low, and then head up to that downtrend line where we've rejected several times over. Now, once again, if we're able to break over this downtrend line and close some daily candles outside of this, then we're going to be looking for higher price targets, possibly towards 160, probably in the summertime, maybe a little bit after summer. We can get up into the 160, 170 area, which is this long-term trend line that's going across from the previous highs back in November. So once again, I think we should take this level by level. I don't think we should really get ahead of ourselves. I think the biggest key here is clearing some of these moving averages and then getting towards this downtrend line. Now, in a bearish scenario, right, you can obviously see we are making lower highs and lower lows. That's been the trend, right? And as you can see, I'll just draw it out here. Here's our lower highs, right? And then we just put in the lowest low here in the trend count. We could easily get a bounce maybe to the 50 or the 100 and then reject from there and put in a lower low. We don't have to make it to the trend line for this still to be a valid bear trend. So like I said, if we're going to continue with the recession fears, then it'll look something like this, and we might be coming under $100 if we get a lower high rejection and break the previous low that was put in somewhere around 107. So that's the bear scenario. I don't anticipate that being the case. I do believe the highest probability chance is that we're going to put in higher lows here, likely make a higher high towards this 50 EMA, and that'll take us to 124. From here, this is where the big question is going to be. Are we going to clear these moving averages and get back above them to retest this downtrend line? That's what we're waiting to see. But as of right now, it is a higher low, and we're looking for the higher high first, just to confirm that bulls are firmly in control, with this trend to bounce to that trend line here. So we'll keep you guys updated. Likely in the next video, we'll cover this again and see where we're at. Jumping over to Netflix stock, this has been a darling for the trading analytics server. We've been trading this to the upside, to the downside. We've caught some 4-digit gainers. We caught some triple-digit gainers from multiple traders, myself and Momentum Trades. We trade Netflix all the time. This has been paying us and our members pretty frequently here, but I want to kind of just go over this and let you guys know what we might have next in store for Netflix. So as you guys can see, we've been putting in higher lows and higher highs ever since bouncing from this lower trend line support. And I did have a price target here of $1,000, as I mentioned on the server. Well, right around 1,000, which is where we hit today. We did take a nice little swing trade on Netflix, and we were able to make triple-digit gains on that just literally yesterday, and I think we cashed in today. So from here, I think this is a pretty good area where profits can be taken. Now, this doesn't mean that we can't go higher. I'm certainly preparing to go higher. However, I do think that we may get a little bit of a pullback on Netflix to continue putting in the higher lows as we work our way up in a bull trend, possibly to the summer. Right now, once again, this is the likelihood of what's going to happen, assuming the broader market continues making higher lows and higher highs. Now, once again, this also, on the flip side, being an objective trader, this could also yield yet another lower high, right? So you can see we had a low here, we had another low here, and then this could be equal. I'm sorry, we had a high, lower high, and then an equal lower high here, which could obviously take us back down to this trend line and maybe even make a lower low towards the 200 EMA, right? So again, there's a lot of scenarios here. Lots of decisions need to be made at this level, right around $1,000. As I mentioned before, it could easily turn out to be a lower high trend, which takes us to new lows. Once again, this is being objective and understanding that we could be possibly hearing more about recession over the next few months. So again, this could be a scenario that's thrown on the table. However, the highest probability chance, as stated, is that we'll remain intact with a bull trend as soon as the overall market, as long as the overall market decides to stay in a bull trend of higher lows and higher highs. I'd expect Netflix to continue to do the same, and like I said, possibly test this $1,100 area sometime late in the summer, maybe towards August. Around that area. So that's it on Netflix. Just watch this area right here. We are at a very critical level as we speak. We'll see how tomorrow goes, and then we're going to get a lot of answers on that. But as of this moment, I do like to mention we are also still above all of the moving averages in a bull trend of higher lows and higher highs from the low that we put in, and we've just been, like I said, just coasting from there. So I do expect this scenario to play out, but we will remain objective and watch price action at this level going to tomorrow's session. All right, I want to take a quick moment to go over Tesla stock here. So as you can see, we did get what looks like somewhat of a double bottom bounce right down at this lower line that I have in here. Nice little support there. Double bottom bounce, and obviously we took off from there. We did clear the 20 EMA. Now, here's the problem that I have with Tesla right now. We are facing or staring right at the 200 EMA ahead, as well as this downtrend line. So you kind of have, what I would call double resistance sitting right here. And this could be a pretty nice level to, take a low risk short from. And again, the short could literally take you, somewhere down to 250 just to kind of fill this gap down here. And you could still be in a general bull trend of equal lows with the double bottom. And then this will be the higher low pullback, which could take you to higher highs later towards the summer, as I've been mentioning on every other stock out there. But again, in the short term here, this could be a nice pullback to put in the higher low here because you are staring in the face of the 200 EMA as well as a downtrend line. Now, once again, I want to see some evidence that we are rejecting from here and maybe get one daily candle to close back to the downside just to see that sellers are showing up here. Then you could take the short, which again, you won't catch the exact top, but you can get the short possibly down to gap fill and then take some profits around there, preparing for what I would call possibly a higher low after the two equal lows. So again, that's the way I kind of see Netflix, not Netflix, Tesla here. So that's the way I kind of see it. I would pay attention to this double resistance and just kind of look to see if there's sellers showing up there. I'm not saying that you should go short right away. Once again, you do want to wait for a daily close first to prove that there's sellers there. However, if we don't see that and we're able to clear the 200 EMA and break this downtrend line and we close the candle over the 200 EMA, then again, this could just be simply a pull back, to retest this trend line instead, and then make higher lows and higher highs to head higher. So lots of things to watch here on Tesla. I would not be long on Tesla at this moment or short. Again, if you were, playing from down here, you should take lots of profits, if not all, lots of profits. We were up over almost 400% in this Tesla trade. Both myself and Momentum Trades played it. We weren't even aware that, the other one posted the alert on the server, but we were both on top of it. So members had double the opportunity to get involved with Tesla. We entered 2 separate times, and both of those trades did very, very well towards the 400% area. So, like I said, at this moment here, it's probably a very good time to take most profits. You probably can stay in a runner or two to see if you get the higher high breakout over the 200 EMA. But again, most people should be booking a lot of profits here and seeing what Tesla wants to do next in this key level. All right, last but certainly not least, I have one trade idea I want to throw your way, which is CrowdStrike Holdings. As you can see, I'm actually going to start here on the 4-hour chart, and you can see that, we're putting in nice higher lows and higher highs on this chart here, which is evidenced by this trend line that we've been riding for quite some time. And so I like this in the bulls' favor here. Now, once again, from here, you can see that we do have some resistance that we are running into on the 4-hour. This could easily give us some kind of a pullback, possibly towards the 372 area. Again, this is not a guarantee, but this is what I could see happening on the 4-hour. We could reject from this upper trend line that I have here, come back down to 372 possibly, and then put in yet another higher low. This would be a grand slam entry for most folks. If you're, again, if you can catch this entry, no guarantees that it's going to be there, but this would be, I don't know, just like an absolute gimme of an entry, which would be right around 372. If you're scaling into this play, 372 is where you would want to take some final fills, looking for the higher high breakout, which means you would likely exceed the last high that was put in, which is right around that 392 area. And again, you would continue this bull trend and possibly get into the 400s again on CrowdStrike over time. So that's on the 4-hour chart. I do want to point out one other thing to you guys, if we can actually zoom out to the daily chart. And what you'll know on the daily chart here, or what you can see on the daily chart actually, let me go ahead and move this way so we can see it. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it to the line chart. You can see that we do have a very nice inverted head and shoulder playing out here on the daily chart. In addition to that, we are above all of the moving averages, which I really, really like. And then we have the uptrend as well of higher lows and higher highs, both on the daily chart and the 4-hour. So to me, CrowdStrike looks really good. The only thing that I could say is that you do have the possibility of pulling back to that 372 area just to put in yet another higher low. But again, I do think CrowdStrike has an easy date with higher prices and should absolutely be on everyone's radar. And I think a multi-bagger could come out of this, especially if you catch the pullback down to 372, which there's no guarantee you'll get it. You can get a multi-bagger even from these levels here, as long as you have enough time on your contracts. However, if you're able to get that pullback down to 372, I think that's just a grand slam area to load, which is not financial advice. This is my own opinion. You could lose everything you put in this trade, especially if you use options. So this is just an idea that I'm sharing based on my analysis, but I'm not a financial advisor. So that being said, this will wrap up today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoy videos like this, we'll be putting these out probably around 2 to 3 times per week. So make sure you guys, once again, like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And we'll look to keep this content coming for you guys. You guys have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you guys in the next one. See ya. Bye. Perfect.